Thank you for clicking on this video. Join us Major Sisters as we travel to Barcelona, Spain to celebrate Raquel's 40th birthday abroad. We will be cruising on board MSC Grandiosa for our very first Mediterranean cruise with port stops in La Goulette, Tunisia, Palermo, Genova, and Sicily, Italy, as well as Marseille, France. You definitely don't want to miss this vlog series. It's travel day. Travel day. We are headed to, two sisters there, one there. We are headed to Barcelona. So follow along on this adventure, very first Mediterranean cruise. We are here in Columbus, headed to Miami, from Miami to Lisbon, Portugal, and then to Barcelona. And we cruise in 2 days. So we are off. Be sure to stick around. This is going to be an adventure. All right, so guys, we're here in Columbus. We've already had flight delays, so we've been extremely anxious about this trip, hoping that there wouldn't be, flight delays and things, but it happens. So we're delayed over 2 hours now. We have to fly from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, then catch an Uber from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, and then Miami overseas. So our flight, good news is Dyson shared with us, because I couldn't figure out how to track it on the app, but he was able to confirm that the flight has left Orlando. There's some bad storms in Orlando right now. Thank goodness our flight is in the air. It's just going to be delayed getting here. So we're here. Fingers crossed. You guys pray for us that we get on our flight. Yeah, because we got to get there. Our flight out of Miami isn't until 11:25 p.m. And I did that strategically. That way we would be able to sleep overnight on the plane, because it's our, natural bedtime. So we have time. We just don't want any more delays. So let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. So nervous about it, but it's going to do what it's supposed to do, right? So we're here. We're just hanging, and we'll get there when we get there. All right, it is boarding time. We are headed to Fort Lauderdale and then catching our Uber to Miami. They're off. All right, so we just landed in Fort Lauderdale. It is 8 o'clock. We are really delayed. We should have had like a 5-hour layover before our flight, but there were some storms in South Florida, so they had us going in circles. So now we have about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, and then check into our flight, drop our check bags off, all that good stuff. So we haven't had dinner. I'm hungry. So we're here. Let's see if we make it. So we are all checked in with TAP Portugal. Yes, I don't know if I mentioned this. This is my very first, well, not very first, one of my, well, first time going overseas like this. So I guess I could say my first international flight. I've gone to Mexico. So we are with TAP Portugal. This is our very first time with TAP Portugal. There's been a lot of mixed reviews on them. So far, the experience has been okay. We just checked in. They got our bags. They do weigh your carry-on. So they have a lot of restrictions as far as your luggage. So your carry-on can't weigh any more than 22 pounds. Your personal item can't weigh more than 4.4 pounds. So it sounds like they're pretty strict with that, but so far it's been okay. We just checked in. There's not a line or anything. So we'll see how this experience goes with TAP Portugal. And now they are one of the budget airlines. So you guys know we fly like Allegiant, Frontier, Spirit, all that. So TAP Portugal is one of those budget airlines that fly over to Lisbon, and then we'll take it from Lisbon over to Barcelona. So guys, it is 9:30. We have not eaten. I am starving. So our flight is in about 2 hours, so hopefully we'll have time to get something to eat. All right, finally situated. Got a sandwich, got a club sandwich. We got there right as they were closing. So yeah, got a club sandwich. So gonna eat this. We should be boarding here in the next half hour or so. Oh, it's been an adventure. And we haven't even got on the long leg. But I'm hoping with this being a late night flight that we'll sleep and feel refreshed in the morning. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, it is after 11:30 and we're just now boarding. So we're on board. I was hoping, praying for a first class upgrade. Didn't happen, of course, but we're here. We're in the comfort seating. It's a little tight. It's a little tight, but there's room to spread out, at least according to the flight map or the seat map. So we're probably going to spread out just a little bit. But yeah, it has like this adjustable headrest there. Do have more leg room, but it doesn't. I don't know if it was worth the upgrade for the leg room, but I had to compare it to the seats in the back. So I'm 5'9", so I have plenty of leg room. I wonder what it's going to be like once people recline back, but these are supposed to have more recline than the standard seats, but I haven't reclined it back yet, so we'll see. Either way, I'm going to be asleep. I am exhausted, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out right now. I don't know if they're going to serve us a meal tonight or if they're going to give it to us in the morning when we get up. I'm hoping in the morning because I just want to go to bed. But if they serve us a meal, I'll be back. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the morning. So TAP Portugal did provide a dinner late, like 2 a.m. in the morning. I was asleep, and honestly, I couldn't stand the smell. I don't like a lot of food smells in closed-in spaces, but my sister said the meal was pretty decent. It wasn't bad. Now, this was a quick breakfast snack that they gave us. It's like a turkey or ham sandwich and a granola bar there, and you can get coffee, juice, and if you want, you can have wine, but that was included. And I do want to mention that TAP Portugal does have an included in-flight entertainment option available. You will have to use plug-in earbuds, but you can watch movies. They have some really good TV shows there. You can order food and wine, different things there. Also an entertainment section for your kids. If you're traveling with kids, they do have some kids shows and games available as well. Good morning. We have made it to Lisbon, Portugal. So here we have about a 3.5 hour layover and then just an 1.5 hour flight to Barcelona. So we'll be there soon. I'm so tired, but so excited to be here. It's kind of warm in this airport though, so I got to find some coffee and breakfast. Grab something to eat. They have a lot of American options like Starbucks, McDonald's, but of course I'm not going to try that. So let's see. Oh, clothing store looks like everything's on sale. But let's see what we can find to eat. I see a little pastry shop here. It's really warm in this airport though. Coffee. They only have Nespresso, which is right up my alley. That's all I drink at home. Okay, got a sandwich and an apple tart. No, that's an almond tart. Cheryl got an apple tart and Nespresso. Now Cheryl doesn't like the Nespresso. She said it's too strong for her. But yeah, the sandwich would probably be better if it was heated, as it was complete chaos over there. Just the way they were ordering food. So yeah, it takes some adjustment when you step into a new country. I just stood there and I was patient, and it took a little bit, but we have our food we're gonna eat and catch our layover here in about, what, an hour and a half or so? So our sisters, we were not sure if they made their layover. Our flight was a little bit delayed getting it. They only had an hour and a half layover. We can't get a hold of them, so I'm hoping that they're on their flight, that they're making their way to Barcelona. They booked their flights later than we did, and so they had the option to get to Barcelona a couple hours sooner, and that was the option they took. So I'm hoping that they're on their flight, so fingers crossed, but we're almost to Barcelona. Now this is good. It's an almond tart. It's kind of cake cornbread like with almonds, like glazed almonds on top. That is so good. Goes well with coffee. It's more cake than tart. All right, we made it to Barcelona. We are here. It is almost 7:30 p.m. So back home it would be 1:30 p.m. So I feel refreshed. I had a good nap there on the plane. So yeah, excited. We're here. We're gonna head to the hotel. Oh, and just to update, my sisters did not make their flight, but they were able to get added to ours. Sounds like their flight was extremely delayed, but they weren't updated at all. So they were able to get it changed. Then as we were boarding, they got notification that their original flight was delayed. So kind of worked out for the best. Hopefully their baggage made it on our flight, so we'll see. All right, just a word of caution that the Ubers and ride sharing systems in Barcelona work a little bit differently than in the US. We were thankful that there was a driver readily available to take us to our hotel, but you may want to pre-arrange shuttle service or a driver in advance because the Ubers work differently. So Hotel Radha is a boutique hotel. Now I will let you know that this is about a 15-minute ride from the airport, as well as a 15-minute ride to the cruise terminal. It is not in the city center of Barcelona, so you will have to either drive or catch an Uber or have some sort of driving service to get you where you need to be, especially if you plan to visit the city center. But we found these accommodations to be very reasonable. It was about $220 for one night for 4 guests. These are 2 king/queen size beds. They're slightly smaller than a standard king, but they do fit up to 4 guests in this particular room. They have a quadruple rooms, they have single rooms, they have double rooms, and there's only about 13 to 14 rooms in this entire hotel. But again, reasonably priced, very clean. The few things that I would advise you of would be to make sure you pack a European outlet, as well as if you are in a double room, the showers or the restrooms there are made out of glass, so you can peek in to see who's in the restroom. And also be sure to pack your own washcloths because they do not have any available at this hotel, and that's very common in Europe. And another nice thing about this hotel is that it is very close to a bunch of different cafes and bars and restaurants. So you are within walking distance to those areas. You just aren't in the city center. But overall, we enjoyed our time at Radha Hotel and we'd stay there again. All right, we are all checked into our hotel. It is 9 o'clock. We're gonna get something to eat. Now, Hotel Radha does have a lot of different bars and cafes and things in the area, so we're just gonna find a spot here and eat. So yeah, guys, so Hotel Radha, I think we paid about $220 for one night, but as you see, it seats 4 people. So we just shared that cost, so not bad. There are a lot of different cafes and restaurants just right here, like literally across the street. We're here at Bar La Rosa Blanca. I don't know what I ordered. I went in, I was gonna order like croquettes and I can't think of the name. And I asked the guy, he was like, no, don't get that. And I said, well, I want to try something that I haven't had before. So he recommended his favorite sandwich, or it's like a wrap. So we'll try that. And then we're gonna call it a night. I mean, it's been a long travel day, but excited to get something to eat. I'm so thankful our hotel is like literally right back there. So we didn't have to walk far at all. So in the morning, we're gonna be catching an Uber. As you guys know, we're cruising tomorrow. So we're gonna be catching an Uber from over here, but they'll probably get up and get some breakfast or stop by a cafe, get some coffee at least or something. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's right here across from the hotel. So I can't say yet if I recommend Hotel Radha. We'll see how tonight goes. But for the price, and like I said, we shared the cost for 4 people. You really can't beat that considering some of the pricing that we had. So I was looking at other hotels near the airport and you're looking at like $200 a night for just 2 people. We paid a little more than that for 4. So, and it's a little boutique hotel. I think it had 13 or 14 rooms, different sizes. So I think we had the largest room available. So not bad at all. I do love that it's right here and you have different options, but we're gonna get our food and eat and shower and we're going to bed. So yeah, it's been a busy day. So this sandwich that I ordered, it's delicious. I asked him if I needed 1 or 2, and I had to explain, is it gonna fill my belly, fill me up? He said he eats 2. I said, give me 2. Guys, these things are huge, look. There's 1, there's the second one. So this one is steak, it's really good. This one is chicken. So I'm gonna eat a little bit of this one and a little bit of that one. All right, guys, I have to take a quick pause while I'm editing this video just to share with you guys. I thought I vlogged it, but apparently I did not. But we did have an issue at this restaurant where my sister Cheryl, her phone was actually stolen by one of the guys working the counter. So she went in to order, left her phone on the counter. Literally 30 seconds after she left it, she went back in for it and she asked if he had seen her phone. He told her no. And so we're like, oh my gosh, somebody took her phone. So we're trying to track it. Well, it kept pinging right there at the location. So long story short is she contacted her son. He wound up calling her cell phone. Just as I was going back in to ask the guy if he had seen it again, her phone rang. And the look of shock on his face was, it was shocking, but it was also hilarious. He had placed her phone under the counter. So I'm telling you this because, you know, I've heard stories of being in Barcelona with pickpockets and things. Be sure to protect your belongings. Keep your phones on you at all times. Just play it safe because like I said, this happened at the restaurant that we were actually dining at. Did not expect that, but we did address it with the guy. And of course, he tried to play it off like he did not, but we know what the deal was. So just word of caution, protect your things. Look out for pickpockets. Wear anti-theft bags if you have them. Be sure not to carry, you know, money, valuables, things like that in your pockets, but just play it safe.